Our good friend Adam Schefter. Adam, obviously the world is talking about this press conference. I don't know what Tom Brady said. I got no satisfaction out of it. What's your take?
He didn't look very comfortable up there, that's for sure. He did not seem at ease. He did not have explanations to offer. And I didn't find him as plausible as Bill Belichick, who, when he went up there with a purpose in mind. He was authoritative. He was definitive. He was to the point. He explained exactly how it worked in his world. With Tom, I think people were left to wonder. Now, again, I also think that this is exactly why it's going to be difficult for the NFL to pin this on somebody. Now, maybe they just find the Patriots. That's certainly possible, and take away draft choices. But the way I understood it even before these press conferences, and it makes a little bit more sense now, is that they were having a tough time pinning down all the evidence and putting it on a particular person, that it was difficult to do that. Now, again, we know about the balls being deflated, and it's a case where, I think that there were varying levels of the balls being deflated, some not as much as others. I've been told that as well. And they're going through their investigation, which, by the way, has not included speaking to Tom Brady as of yet. So how far along could that investigation actually be is a whole separate issue. But I think there are a lot of questions. There are going to continue to be a lot of questions. And I will say this, look, and we're on in New York, and we're talking in New York, and Jet fans and Giant fans, they would love nothing more than to see that franchise buried into the ground. But the fact of the matter is that if this were the Titans or Jaguars or Steelers or Raiders or Broncos, it would not even measure on the Richter scale. But because it's the Patriots, because it's the week before the Super Bowl, because they have their past, and that's a part of this, it becomes a big deal.
So I was going to ask you about the Brady not being spoken to yet. How surprised are you that this deep into the process they haven't spoken to him?
Well, that has to tell you that they can't be very deep into the process.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, how does an investigation without the person at the center of it go on if you haven't spoken to him? I mean, what is there to learn? To me, this investigation is centered around Tom Brady, centered around him. And everything else is on the peripheral scene of everything. But the league has not spoken to him, and until the league does, I don't know what can come out of this. Now, again, at the beginning of the week, I was told that the league could say something about its findings at some point this week. That was possible, but that there would not be anything that was to be expected until after the Super Bowl anyway. So, based on what Tom Brady said, that would certainly seem to be the case today.
What I don't get, Adam, I don't know if you have an answer. I don't know if anybody does. If there was a problem at Apple when Steve Jobs ran Apple, and it was in the iPhone division, he'd ask the guy who ran iPhone. They have 4 days in, and they haven't talked to Tom Brady. Why is the NFL so seemingly inept at these investigations, or are they complicit?
Complicit, no, because there are people that were agitated and distraught and disappointed about the events in Foxborough, and they were on the scene, and they were aware of the circumstances, and they checked the footballs pre- and post-game, and obviously there was the issue at halftime where they subbed in certain footballs and went to a different 12 footballs. Oh, by the way, I just should point out that Tom Brady did go 9 for 9 in the second half with the different set of footballs that were inflated to the specified levels, but that's neither here nor there. I think it's a case where the league is acting on its own timeline, and not to excuse the league, but it's a busy week for the league. There's a lot going on, okay? They got a lot of their office out in Arizona for the Pro Bowl. They've got a lot of their office out in Arizona getting ready for the Super Bowl. And as much as we all want answers and are demanding answers, the league has other business right now that it must tend to, okay? And an investigation that it's going to do this week, I don't know that they're going to get the answers at the time or the manpower or the resources that they need to do it. And, again, are they going to get the cooperation level, full cooperation of the level of the Patriots when they're in the midst of their Super Bowl preparations and trying to finalize their plans? Think about how any team is going through their plans this week. It takes a few days to organize all the travel, logistics, and the itineraries. There's a lot that goes into this. So everybody is very busy right now. It's not exactly easy to just go do an investigation the way you want it done.
And also,
not to excuse it. I'm just telling you the facts.
But also, is it in their best interest to find out before the game? Because what if they find out that Tom Brady is the one that did this? Are they going to be willing to suspend him for the biggest game of the year? Isn't it in their best interest to find everything out after this game is played?
I don't think the league is thinking like that. I think the league cannot take that chance. The league has to try to do what's right. I think the league has been questioned and maligned enough over the course of the past year that I don't think it has an agenda in when it's going to launch its investigation, when it's going to reach its ruling. Now, maybe I'm being completely naive here, okay? But I believe that if everything could be done right now, it would do that. But at the same time, I think the league is trying to just be careful because of everything it's been through. And it rushed to a certain, well, it didn't really rush to a Ray Rice decision, but it got it wrong, okay? And it got it wrong when the video came out. And the league wants to try to do this thoroughly with all the criticism and fire that it's come under for the past year. So, again, we all want answers, and I'm sure there'll be answers in time, and it's probably not going to happen nearly as fast as some people would like. But, again, that is the way it is right now.
Is there any way, Adam, that we can really expect this decision or punishment, whatever the case may be of anybody, to be on the up and up when it has been clearly documented how close Goodell and Kraft are?
Hey, look, we're going to. The fact that these issues come up every time is disappointing in and of itself. Okay, well, can we believe the Mueller report when Dick Cass, the Ravens president, worked in that law firm and has a relationship with those people?
Well, it made me wonder.
Okay, so these questions are always going to come up. And you know what? Hey, I'm not in the business of defending them. Let them defend themselves on that, okay? I'm telling you what I know. And if people want to think that, Robert Kraft and Roger Goodell are complicit, that's fine. That they're entitled to that opinion. I'm not going to try to justify their relationship or explain whether it's right or wrong. I don't know, and I'm not in that business of excusing that or overlooking it or justifying it or rationalizing it. It is what it is, and people can believe what they want there.